Imagine for a moment you are born with absolutely nothing. No name, no rights, no future. You are treated not as a human being, but as property, a thing to be bought and sold. This was the reality for a boy born in Hierapolis, nearly 2,000 years ago. He was given the name Epaphroditus by his master, but history remembers him simply as Epictetus, which literally means acquired. Think about that. Your very name, a constant reminder that you belong to someone else. How would you handle that? Would you break under the weight of that despair? Would you let the hatred consume you? Ask yourself this question right now, and if you are brave enough, write your answer below. Epictetus was sold to a man named Epaphroditus, a wealthy and powerful freedman who served Emperor Nero. This master was known to be incredibly cruel. He possessed immense power, and he used it to inflict pain. One day, in a fit of rage, or perhaps just for his own twisted amusement, Epaphroditus decided to torture his slave. He took the leg of Epictetus and began to twist it. Can you feel the agony? Can you imagine the terror? But Epictetus did not scream. He did not beg for mercy. He looked at his master, calmly, and said, "If you keep twisting, you will break it." And when the bone finally snapped with a sickening crack, Epictetus simply said, "I told you it would break." What kind of mind is capable of that? What kind of inner strength allows a man to watch his own body be destroyed without losing his composure? This is where the story truly begins, because the snapping of that bone was the moment Epictetus discovered true freedom. He realized something profound, something that would change the course of history. He realized that while his master owned his body, no one could ever own his mind. His leg was broken. He would walk with a limp for the rest of his life, but his spirit was entirely untouched. Do you feel trapped in your life right now? Do you feel like circumstances are controlling you? Epictetus would tell you that you are looking at it all wrong. He was a slave. He was crippled. He lived in constant danger. Yet, he considered himself the freest man in Rome. Why? Because he mastered the dichotomy of control. This is the core of everything. There are things we can control, and things we cannot. We cannot control the weather. We cannot control the economy. We cannot control what other people say about us. We cannot even fully control our own bodies. Sickness comes. Bones break. But what can we control? Our thoughts, our beliefs, our reactions, our choices. That is our empire. That is our domain. Everything else is none of our business. Ask yourself this question right now, and if you are brave enough, write your answer below. When Epictetus was finally freed, he didn't seek revenge. He didn't wallow in pity for his broken body. He turned to philosophy. He became a teacher. He taught that true freedom is not a political status. True freedom is a mental state. No chain can bind a truly free mind. He started a school, and people from all over the empire came to listen to the crippled former slave. Powerful men, wealthy men, soldiers, politicians. They all sat at his feet, seeking the wisdom that he had forged in the fires of suffering. And years later, a young boy named Marcus Aurelius would read the words of Epictetus. This boy would grow up to become the emperor of Rome, the most powerful man on earth. And yet, every night in his tent, while commanding armies on the frontier, the emperor would study the teachings of the slave. The man who had everything looked for guidance from the man who started with nothing. That is the power of a free mind. Do you see the irony? The slave became the master of the emperor, Epictetus taught Marcus Aurelius how to rule not an empire of dirt and stone, but the empire within. He taught him how to remain calm in the face of chaos, how to find peace in a world of war. You have that same power inside you. Right now, you are letting external things dictate your happiness. You are letting other people's opinions control your mood. You are letting fear of the future paralyze you. Why are you giving away your power? Why are you choosing to be a slave? You are the ruler of your mind. Reclaim your throne. Start today. Look at the obstacles in your path and realize they cannot touch the core of who you are. Think about how often you let a minor inconvenience ruin your entire day. Someone cuts you off in traffic, and suddenly your peace is gone. You spill your coffee, and you declare the day a disaster. Why do you hand over the keys to your emotional state so easily? Epictetus would laugh at our modern complaints. He survived slavery and torture, and we lose our minds over slow internet. It is not things that upset us, but our judgments about things. That is his most famous teaching. Read that again and let it sink into your bones. It is not the event that hurts you, it is how you choose to view it. You have the power to rewrite the narrative in your head at any given moment. Are you going to be the victim of your circumstances or the master of your response? You cannot control the storm, but you can control whether you build your house on sand or rock. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. As another great Stoic once said, how much of your pain is just a story you keep telling yourself? Drop the story, and the pain disappears. Freedom is not the absence of restriction. Freedom is the power to choose your reaction to the restriction. Look at the world around you. Everyone is chasing things they cannot control. They chase money, fame, approval, and when they get it, they are still empty. Because those things are fragile. They can be taken away in an instant, but a fortified mind, a mind trained in the art of self-control, that is a fortress that can never be breached. You must build that fortress, brick by brick, choice by choice. When disaster strikes, do not ask why me. Ask, what is this trying to teach me? Every obstacle is an opportunity to practice a virtue. A difficult person is an opportunity to practice patience. A sudden loss is an opportunity to practice detachment. Pain is an opportunity to practice endurance. The universe is your training ground, and every challenge is a weight for your mind to lift. Do not run from the weight. Lift it. Let it make you stronger. Epictetus did not curse his broken leg. He used it. He used his suffering as fuel to ignite his philosophy. What are you doing with your suffering? Are you letting it burn you down, or are you using it to forge a stronger blade? The choice is entirely yours. No one else can make it for you. It is a lonely path, but it is the only path to true liberation. Stop waiting for someone to save you. You must save yourself. Stop blaming your parents. Stop blaming the economy. Stop blaming the world. Take absolute responsibility for your own mind. When you do that, the chains fall off. You become untouchable. You become invincible. Not because you never fail, but because you redefine what failure means. Failure is no longer an external event. Failure is only when you betray your own character. As long as you act with virtue, you are victorious, no matter what the world throws at you. This is the secret that the emperor learned from the slave. This is the wisdom that survived the collapse of empires. Because truth does not die, it echoes through eternity, waiting for those who are ready to hear it. Are you ready? Are you finally ready to stop being a slave to your own mind? The door to freedom is open, but you have to be the one to walk through it. No one can drag you there. You must take the first step, and then the next, and the next, and slowly, the world will stop looking like a prison and start looking like a gymnasium for your soul. Think about the chains you willingly wear right now. The chain of anger when someone insults you. The chain of anxiety when you look at the news. The chain of jealousy when you see someone else succeed. Who put those chains on you? You did. You handed over your freedom the moment you decided that your peace of mind depended on something outside of your control. Take those chains off. You do not need them. Every single day is a new battle for your mind. The enemies are not out there. They are in here. They are your own false beliefs, your own fears, your own desires for things you cannot control. You must fight these enemies with everything you have. And your only weapon is reason. Reason is what separates you from the animals. Reason is what allows you to step back from an emotion, observe it, and decide whether or not to act on it. When anger rises, do not act immediately. Pause, breathe, look at the anger, and realize that it is just a passing storm. It is not you. You are the sky behind the storm. This requires practice. It requires constant effort. But what is the alternative? To live as a puppet on a string, pulled this way and that by every passing whim and circumstance. That is not a life, that is an existence. Epictetus chose life, even when his body was broken, even when he was technically property. He chose to be the master of his inner world. And because of that, his name lives on, while the names of the masters who owned him are forgotten, or remembered only as footnotes in his incredible story. This is the power of philosophy. It is not just about reading books or having clever debates. It is about changing how you live. It is about transforming your suffering into strength, your fear into courage, your slavery into freedom. You have the same capacity within you. You just have to choose to use it. Look back at your own life. Look at the moments you thought would destroy you. The breakups, the failures, the rejections, the losses. At the time, they felt like the end of the world. But you survived them. You did not break. You are still here. You see, you are so much stronger than you give yourself credit for. We are all born with an inner citadel, a fortress of the mind. But most of us never take the time to build the walls. We leave the gates wide open and let every passing thought and emotion march right in and take over. But not Epictetus. He guarded his mind fiercely. He knew that true freedom requires constant vigilance. You cannot be free on the weekends. You cannot be free only when things are going well. True freedom is tested in the fire of adversity. Every time something goes wrong, that is your test. Are you going to react with anger, or are you going to respond with reason? Are you going to play the victim, or are you going to take ownership of your mind? Think about the people around you. Think about how quickly they lose their temper. Think about how easily they are offended. They are living as slaves to their own emotions. They are puppets on a string, and anyone who knows how to pull those strings can control them. Do you want to be a puppet, or do you want to be the one holding the strings? Epictetus realized that the only person you can truly control is yourself. He said that if someone were to hand over your body to any passerby, you would be furious. Yet, you hand over your mind to anyone who insults you, allowing them to upset you and disturb your peace. Why do we do this? Why do we guard our physical possessions so carefully? Locking our doors, protecting our wealth, yet we leave our minds completely unguarded. We let the news dictate our mood. We let social media determine our self-worth. We let the opinions of strangers shape our identity. This is madness. This is voluntary slavery. You must stop. You must take back control. Start small. This is what it means to be truly invincible. It does not mean that nothing bad will ever happen to you. It means that nothing bad can ever destroy you, because you have built your fortress on the solid rock of reason. Marcus Aurelius understood this. He had the entire Roman Empire at his fingertips. He could have anything he wanted, and yet, he knew that all of that was meaningless without a strong mind. He knew that true power is not the ability to conquer nations, but the ability to conquer yourself. And he learned that from a slave. Think about the profound beauty of that. The most powerful man in the world, bowing his head to the wisdom of the most powerless man in the world. It proves that true greatness has nothing to do with external circumstances. It has everything to do with internal character. So what is your excuse? You are not a slave. You are not being tortured. You have more freedom and opportunity than Epictetus could have ever dreamed of. Yet, you still complain. You still make excuses. You still let your emotions rule you. It is time to wake up. It is time to break the chains that you have placed on yourself. It is time to step into your true power. If these ancient words are speaking to something deep inside you, then stay with us on this journey, because we are only scratching the surface. The path to true freedom is not easy. It requires discipline. It requires constant vigilance. You must watch your thoughts like a hawk. You must challenge your own beliefs. You must be willing to let go of the things you cannot control, but the reward is unbreakable peace. The Stoics believe that wisdom hoarded is wisdom wasted. If someone you know needs to hear this today, let them find it.